Right, hello, I'm just going to turn the game volume down because that will probably be quite loud compared to the me talking. Turn music down fairly low compared to the other things. I won't start till a few people are on. I'll put the subtitles on for anybody watching back just in case we end up talking over anything. Again, I won't know till I start playing if that sensitivity is good or not. So I've played through Bioshock quite a few times. I'll probably only do it on medium for the stream because I've completed it on hard and that before, but with some of the bits in the game they will be a bit frustrating in terms of having to redo bits over and over and over if I die on them. I'm not particularly worried about monkeypox because it's basically almost like a HIV, isn't it, sort of thing? Well, not HIV, like an STD. So basically practice safe sex and you won't get it is the thing, and you can be inoculated against it quite easily, so I personally wouldn't be worried about it, only that governments might, you know, make more of a deal out of it than it needs to. But you're right, Rich. So I'll start this in a moment. Obviously if I need to adjust the volume when the game's playing, I'll do it then. And like I said, I'll probably just play it on medium. I've played all of Bioshock before. Right, with the brightness, I'll probably have it fully up. I don't think it's even changing the brightness doing that. Yeah, it's not even changing the brightness on my screen. I'll just put that up to full because, I mean, I could try it on Survivor, but, because I actually have only completed this on hard, not Survivor, but I imagine Survivor would be quite frustrating for streaming. So I'll probably play this through on medium, and then if I decide to replay it while not on the stream and I can take my time, I'll just do Survivor. Or let's just do medium. So I think Survivor was a mode, wasn't it, they added for this one rather than the old Bioshock. So I just have to hope this doesn't get me a load of copyright strikes with all the licensed music in it.
They told me, son, you're special. You were born to do great things. You know what? They were right.
Oh, and I'll say to people, don't say any spoilers about the game in chat, because we'll have the story elements as we get to them. I know the game's quite old, but probably be frustrating for people watching if they haven't played it in a while and somebody starts shouting out all the plot twists and everything. You can talk about the general stuff, just don't, you know, do any of the obvious, like, plot twists. You'll know if you've played it. Plane we were in. So yeah, with the Bioshocks, there's this one, Bioshock 2, and obviously this is the remastered version, it just means like better textures really and everything, but there's Bioshock 1, Bioshock 2, if we're not counting all the system shocks and the old ones, and Bioshock Infinite. And I didn't really like Infinite. There's bits of it I like, but it's more of like a it's hard to say with Infinite. It's kind of like more like they thought they had a really good kind of like clever plot type thing with it. I don't know what to say, and then like, you know, they went too much on that rather than making it good via the gameplay. Whereas Bioshock 1 is quite good because it's a good mix of old-fashioned kind of like System Shock, Deus Ex style gameplay, but with quite a good story behind it and like lore. Bioshock 2 is basically just an expansion on this one. I've got the art subtitles on as well, because with some of the things it's quite hard to read what they say on there. Obviously that one just says a quote from Andrew Ryan, rather than actually what the quote is. But on some of like the posters, they're quite hard to read if you don't have the art subtitles on. Well, they don't work on like the ripped ones like that. There's some pictures up there. I guess there's one that says industry somewhere as well. There's industry. It's our first potential copyright strike beyond the sea, I guess. Is there actually a projector at the back? It's a bit weird how they've got that unless it's projected from in front of the thing somehow.
I am Andrew Ryan, and I'm here to ask you a question. Is a man not entitled to the sweat of his brow? No, says the man in Washington, it belongs to the poor. No, says the man in the Vatican, it belongs to God. No, says the man in Moscow, it belongs to everyone. I rejected those answers. Instead, I chose something different. I chose the impossible. I chose rapture. A city where the artist would not fear the censor, where the scientist would not be bound by petty morality, where the great would not be constrained by the small. And with the sweat of your brow, rapture can become your city as well.
I think the opening to this is really good actually, in terms of atmosphere. Alright, sweet ride. But yeah, like I said, I got asked to stream this quite a while ago. I have to see if there's a quick save button. The only annoying thing in Bioshock, the good bit is there's only a couple of bits where if you die properly and you have to load the save. A lot of time you get resurrected. horror bits are actually quite good at the start of Bioshock. Obviously later in the game it becomes a lot more of a shooter, but at the beginning it's a lot more, I'd say, of an actual kind of survival horror thing. Just for the people that don't know, a lot of it is done by the devs behind System Shock and System Shock 2. And there's lots of similarities between Bioshock and System Shock 2. It's basically its spiritual sequel slash remake.
Would you kindly pick up that shortwave radio?
Didn't hear that. I'll just sit in my comfy bathurst here, even though it's not as good now because there's ripped up bits.
Grab that shortwave now. That splicer's out there still.
I don't know how you survived that plane crash, but I've never been one to question Providence. I'm Atlas, and I aim to keep you alive. Now keep on moving. We're gonna have to get you to higher ground.
Yeah, I said earlier for anybody that wasn't on, you know, at the beginning, don't do any spoilers. If you do really minor ones when bits are coming up, I don't mind it, but it's all like just talking about general stuff. But obviously don't do any of the major plot spoilers just in case people haven't played it or can't remember all of them, because they're quite good if you actually experience them properly. So that guy's body was down there. Alright, this is as high as I can get the brightness, because still looks a bit low to me, but I've noticed in a few games recently, I don't know if it's like my actual screen brightness. It's not the just brightness. Yeah, that is full. But again, on that menu, it's not actually changing anything, because I had that the other day when I was playing Half-Life 2, I think it was. I'll tell you what I'll do, I'm going to go to windowed mode, then back to full screen, just to see if that fixes that, because I've had that on some games recently, where when you toggled out, the brightness adjuster works. So, graphics options, windowed mode on, apply. Yes, and then I'm going to flick back to full screen, because, oh, in windowed mode, look, I've got my cursor's not quite where it should be, because it's not a borderless window. There we go. Yes, okay, and now, if I go to graphics options and adjust brightness, I think that might change slightly, but it's fine, I can play it like this, but you'll get, obviously, it gets a lot brighter later, because it's meant to be like a spooky bit, but it's just the brightness things seem to be broken in some games at the moment.
But you're gonna have to trust me.
And I like how they've actually got like visual effects where the water seems to ripple like that rather than it just being like a flat kind of thing.
Just a bit further.
How do you like that, sister?
Now, would you kindly find a crowbar or something? Bloody splicer. Seal Johnny in before they...
I've never played that then, stop.
Splicers.
No, that's really cool, Rich. Yeah, definitely do a video on that or whatever when that's done.
I'm good looking. Can't they see that?
I can break that camera if I want to. There's probably no point. Will it even break that one? No, it won't. It's a green camera, so technically I mean it's one that's good for you. Not the red ones, whatever it is, where the thing is, in this, like a lot of the jump bits or whatever, I can remember where all the enemies are from them, so those bits are a bit easier. Still get hurt slightly by that because it's burning and I'm right next to it.
I didn't mean to hurt anyone.
I might change the FOV down a bit because I've got it higher than the original FOV ever was, and it makes the depth perception a bit off, I think. So let's try it on, say, 110, and then I'll turn it down to like 90 or whatever if that still seems to... If anybody's really into Bioshock and they've not read it, there's a very good book called Rapture. I can't remember the author, but it is on my shelf over there. There's like a prequel novel to it about like Andrew Ryan building Rapture and then everything going wrong, which is actually quite a good book. Yeah, the only annoying thing I was going to say in this in the beginning is there's this level, and I think it's Ryan's office, where if you miss the tape recorders on those levels, you can't go back and get them for like getting all of the tape recordings achievement. So it's one of those things where if you're playing it blind and not using a guide, it's kind of annoying because near the end of the game you can't just go back and get them. Yeah, in most games I like 90 FOV, but I've been playing a lot of games recently with higher FOVs, but again I'll mess about with it as I'm playing and see what I like.
Steady now. Your genetic code is being rewritten. Just hold on and everything will be fine.
This little fish looks like he just had his cherry popped. Wonder if he's still got some atom. Let's pop wig. You're a wig shopper. This little fish I love telling him and not make that yellow always have been. You'll be no better off with Metal Daddy, little fish. See you floating.
Big drill he's got.
Look, Mr. Bubbles, it's an angel. I can see light coming from his belly. Wait a minute, he's still breathing. It's alright. I know he'll be an angel soon.
Full health though, so it couldn't have been that bad for him. Okay, in this one it's right click to switch between weapons and plasmids, isn't it? You can't use a gun in one hand and a plasmid in the other in this one. It's a bit more clunky than the old ones, the newer ones, but still I don't mind that. Oh yeah, but speaking of bows, Richard, something really cool is Hype sending me a free bow. I think it's like a Chinese Mongolian style horsebow and £40 draw. Yeah, like I said, I really like Bioshock. Bioshock 2's alright, but I guess it was Bioshock 2 was more just to give people another Bioshock game. I didn't really like Infinite. There's bits of Infinite I like. And the expansions, like Burial at Sea, are alright for Infinite. Although I don't like the second part where they rewrite some of the stuff that's not canon with the book, by the way.
One-two punch. Remember, the one-two punch.
That was what I was going to get him. I can certainly remember the dialogue very well to this game. Right, what was the reload thing? Oh, you can do it automatically when you're empty.
Who is that? I think.
I don't really like Infinite, I don't know why. Like I said, I don't dislike it, I still think it's better than a lot of games. But I guess I didn't like the whole multiverse plot thing or whatever, because to me, when that's in a lot of stuff, it feels like a way for writers to say, you know, like, oh, how do we get round writing certain things?
Go run! Always run!
And this is where I'd like the brightness up a bit, but I suppose it is meant to be dark and dingy around here, isn't it? But... Right, cigarettes raise your Eve, don't they, but hurt your health, that's it. Food just raises your health. Alcohol raises your health, but lowers your Eve. Until you get the booze hound thing, and then you can drink yourself up plasmids, which is good. I hope you're joking, Plato, because people do this on every video game stream, like they can't read. Have you read the title to the video? That's what I'm saying. I get that on every stream though with people that aren't joking. Like they're just either genuinely doing it to be annoying, like not in a joking way, or they're doing the thing of like, oh, I can't read.
I need to get them out of here, but the splicers have cut me off from them. If you can reach them in Neptune's bounty, then maybe, just maybe. I know you must feel like the unluckiest man in the world right now, but you're the only hope I'll ever see my wife and child again. Go to Neptune's bounty. Find my family, please.
This guy's name though, in loving memory of who? Winston Hoffman, is it? But it's not the guy who owns the shop, is it? Or is it just some random person's like memorial thing?
Why aren't you here? Why is it today and not then? Why can't Mommy hold you to her breast and feel your teeth? Oh no, 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 no.
Plasma's changed everything. They destroyed our bodies, our minds. We couldn't handle it. Best friends butchering one another. Babies strangled in cribs. The whole city went to hell.
I've played Rust, but it's not the sort of game I'd play normally. It's a survival game, isn't it, Rust? I've played quite a lot of like games in that sort of genre. Like The Long Dark's the only one I've kind of come back to out of those. Again, they're not the sort of genre of games I like. Yeah, so... yeah, alcohol raises your health, like I was saying, but damages your Eve until you get that perk.
Charlie, where you going? No, Charlie!
It's probably just more effective to run at them with a wrench, isn't it? Saying that. Is there a sprint button in this? Oh, it's control to sprint. That's weird, because shift to get the menu up, but control to sprint. So it's C to crouch, but control to sprint. Okay. Right, what was the key for healing? Let me just check that. Because I don't think it auto-heals, does it, until you get a plasmid. So if you get too low, you just die. Customize controls. Customize keys, yes. First aid is F, okay. Hints are H. Right, I won't need the hints, so I'll set heal to H. We'll set quick save to F5 and quick load to F9 because that's normal. And then I was going to swap that shift thing to... Yeah, let's put that to shift. So that way it's like every other game where shift is the difference between walking and running. And test it now, yeah, there you go, H heals. Yeah. The funny thing is that gun's absolutely huge if you like look at the scale of a lot of the things in these games. I don't know why, but like if you saw how big that revolver looks in the crib. But yeah, it's that woman's baby, wasn't
If you
it?
spot a splicer in the water, hit him with the electrobolt.
Oh, as in, so they can always get their crosshair right on you, do you mean, sort of thing, Stalker, but in the later levels their accuracy per shot's much better, is that what you mean? So rather than programming them to now, again, miss a shot, it's like they just constantly shoot at you and then there's a percentage chance of them hitting you, which gets like harder of the elite enemies.
Another New Year's, another night alone. I'm out and you're stuck in Festus, working. Imagine the surprise. I just guess I'll have another drink. Here's a toast to Diane McClintock, silliest girl in Rapture. Silly enough to fall in love with Andrew Ryan. Silly. What happened? Oh, I'm bleeding. Oh, God. What's happening?
You will have to... Oh!
Right, I'm gonna get the thing here that's quite easy to miss.
Spliced up. I just spliced up. Nobody's gonna want me.
So this is one I missed quite a few playthroughs because you can't go back to get it.
Care to tell me why you had a hole in the wall the size of Plymouth Rock coming out of your crapper going on 3 weeks now? Nah, I ain't saying I'm Shakespeare. I'm trying to run a respectable theater. I got working folk coming in from Port Neptune trying to catch a little version. And all they can think about is a stink coming out of your shitter. Get it fixed.
Oh yeah, the creepy thing about the enemies in this, sort of interesting, is all their faces are modelled on the old World War I skin graft sort of victims, whatever you want to call it. Well, because they weren't victims, so they got the skin grafts, but where, you know, like they'd had horrible injuries in World War I, like, you know, 90-degree burns of their faces and things, and it was the experimental, like, first skin graft stuff where they tried to make their faces look better. If it's not the Israeli one, but it's old, it's probably like an old Draeger Simplex or something. Or potentially a much older version of the Israeli 4A1. Yeah, like before plastic surgery was a thing, skin grafting is like where you take the skin from one part of the body, keep it attached, put it on, say, somebody's face, and it, like, your body organically regrows, say, skin from your leg onto your face. But yeah, it's not, it's like organic surgery, but
You think that's a child down there? Don't be fooled. She's a little sister now. Somebody went and turned a sweet baby girl into a monster. Whatever you thought about right and wrong on the surface, well, that don't count for much down in Rapture. Those little sisters, they carry Adam, the genetic material that keeps the wheels of Rapture turning.
Everybody wants it. Everybody needs it.
Bouncers, like Big Daddies, are good against nonsense, aren't they?
That's the Big Daddy. She gathers at him. He keeps her safe.
Nothing in the circus of value. I'm just gonna actually have yeah, it's an interesting thing, Rich, isn't it? It's like one of those things you don't want to have, but it's good that they can kind of do it, because I've seen some that have gone really well. Right, I'm just going to have a quick minimise and check how many, because I've never got the achievement for all of them, how many audio logs. Welcome to Rapture. Yeah, so that's all of them for Welcome to Rapture. But yeah, what I'll do is when I'm not streaming this, for the ones that are on the bits where you can go back, I'll probably try and get all of them, so at least get the achievement this run through. Because I've probably had them all on different playthroughs, just never in one playthrough. Where did Gun go?
All I want to do is meet someone. But this fucking place is poison. Leave me alone!
Security alert in progress.
Get me! Back down! Coward! Thank you! Come back! I didn't need anything fired!
They're like a Webley style revolver. Not until I loot all these bodies. See, it's a bit too dark still, so I'm going to have to see if I can boost the brightness when I'm not streaming this, so it's a bit brighter for the next one. Although, saying that, I do know my current glass is slightly lower the brightness of lots of games.
Oh, Christ! You're trapped!
bitches sent to you. The KGB Wolf with the CIA Jackal. Here's the news. Rapture isn't some sunken ship for you to plunder. And Andrew Ryan isn't a giddy socialite who can be slapped around by government muscle. And with that, farewell. Or Buzz Lavagna, whichever.
The funny thing is, I think you can literally wait here as long as you want and they can't get through. Oh, cool, so you actually do die, or does it just load the next level automatically even if you don't go through it? Why'd they take away your gas masks? Okay, so literally even if you don't move, it just loads the next level. Like, it's almost like a loading screen, that bit, then, not... Because, yeah, what happens is that door opens here and you're meant to run in there and they think, oh no, you're scared of them breaking through, so you run through straight away. But when you've obviously played the game a load of times, you know they can't get through. I mean, it's using hot glue, I don't see why it wouldn't work.
Now you've met Andrew Ryan, the bloody king of Rapture. Now find your way to emergency access.
Well, at least there is maps in this game, I forget that, which is quite good.
The parasite hates three things. Free markets, free will, and free men.
Right, now the hacking game, which gets a bit annoying after a while, but it's fun to start with. Like, the ones where it goes really fast are annoying. I don't mind it when it's, like, slower like this, but... You want a down one? Yeah. I mean, maybe because the guy's got, like, a monkey wrench. I mean, you have a crowbar in Half-Life. But, technically in opposing force you have a monkey wrench like this. But, what was I going to say? I mean, it reminds me more of System Shock, because that's the game it's actually like based on and made by some of the same people. What doesn't take long to get annoying, Sweet Ride? Oh, the hacking game.
Keep away from my
So that's essentially like the map of all the areas in the game. So we were at the Welcome Centre to begin with. I guess we're here now? Roll. So I can't see the medical centre on this map. Unless it's not named because we're there. But like, so those are some of the other levels in the game. Like Fort Follick is the best one. I suppose it's because he's not seen me yet, the thing's not attacking me. Was there an iron sight button in this? I think there was, but let me have a look at the controls. Obviously right click is better for just switching between plasmid and, you know, the thing. So, previous ammo, next ammo is B and Z, that's useful for when using special ammo. Or you can do it with the mouse, okay, middle mouse. What's that iron sights? I thought there was, but maybe there wasn't. I'm sure that was on the 360 version. Like you did one of the triggers. Probably toggle zoom, is it? Right, let's set that to, I don't want to set it to left mouse. Oh, it's one of those ones where, annoyingly, you can do it as mouse click. No. Right, mouse 5, mouse 4, let's do it as mouse 5. Okay, and then let's put the gun thing back to file, left mouse. That's a bit difficult to do without doing it. Right, save bindings, apply. Right, let's test that. Yeah, that's it. So it's just called zoom rather than insights. Alright, I'll do the modding, hang on. Right, I've got rid of the people weirdly spamming stuff. It's a value. Yeah, I won't use the iron sights much because I don't think you ever really need to, but it's good because it zooms the camera a bit if you're looking at something further away. It's like me trying to fly an RC helicopter, how that crashes into walls like that.
If you want to use the emergency access, you'll be needing Dr. Steinman's key. He's the one that runs this place. But I don't expect to hand it to you out of that milk of human kindness. Steinman ain't that kind, and frankly, I'm not even sure he's still human. Now you're in a monkey cage. Here they come.
I don't want to hurt you, but sometimes I hate you, you know.
Oh, I didn't even see it coming. Right, so the doorway's partway down the corridor as well, not the very end. Alright, Stoke Jedi, now the heat's cooling down, yeah, assuming it doesn't go back up again.
How can I help you if you won't come? Wait.
Depends, vlogs and more on the individual hose, because I found somewhere that works and somewhere it doesn't, and there's no way of really knowing until you buy it and try it, unfortunately. Oh, I didn't want to turn that thing off.
Help me find this patient nurse.
No, because I didn't find where I'd stored it, unfortunately. At least not my good PAPR. My really crap one I found, but that one barely moves any air. But... don't need it now. At least not for now. I assume lockboxes are where you kill an enemy and the body just disappears because of, like, limiting the amount of ragdolls or whatever. Yeah, Bioshock's, like I said, really good. Like, no spoilers for people who haven't played it in the thing, although I imagine most people would have done by now. But yeah, like I said, the first Bioshock's one I really like because I think they took System Shock and made it a lot more accessible.
You promised me pretty, Simon. You promised me pretty. Now look at me.
daft bastard set up shop in the surgery wing. You want to find them? Just follow the blood.
Adam presents new problems for the profession. As your tools improve, so do your standards. There was a time I was happy enough to take off a ward or two, or turn a real circus freak into something you can show in the daylight, but that was then, when we took what we got. But with Adam, the flesh becomes clay.
Remember, all them machines will short out right and proper if you hit them with electromotive.
Oh crap, I forgot to change that bit there, didn't I? I'll leave it like that. And another vertical. I'll get a vertical, if not I'll do this. There's a... kind of wish for these hacking ones they made it so the different angles are slightly different coloured for when you're quickly looking for them. Yeah. Most of the people in this are real sick bastards, aren't they? Right, I can get that E-point. I'm going to try and, normally I try and hack all the turrets rather than killing them, because although obviously you get ammo if you destroy them, having them alive is quite good for just when like enemies reappear and wander around the areas. Do we have enough? No. Oh, we do actually, yeah, just to do a straight line. No, I'm not really into the SCP stuff. Like, the lore on some of the SCP stuff's interesting, but I find a lot of the SCP stuff's just kind of like, I don't know, not really for me. Like, I like the SCP stuff when it was a lot smaller before, you know, lots of people started doing all their Mary Sue own SCPs.
It has been brought to my attention that some citizens have discovered ways to hack the vending machines. I should not need to remind each and every citizen of Rapture that free enterprise is the foundation upon which our society has been established. Parasites will be punished.
Than another straight one, but that one. I've played SCP Containment Breach, but yeah, I just didn't really get on with it. it was ages ago I played it, so they might have updated it and added a load of stuff since I played it. They probably have. Quick, where's one of those? Straight, curve up. Have enough of those to get up another layer. If not, no. I'm going to do that when I then that and then that. I said the hacking thing I like until you do it too many times and then it just becomes a bit annoying. Just because, like we were saying earlier, it's fun for the first load of times you do it, but when it's like every single thing you want to hack you have to do it with, you end up doing the buyout thing or like hoping there's a quick hack thing. I think that was the thing that was better, was it in Bioshock 2, where it was kind of just like you had to click when the thing, like a needle, stopped in a place, and like the more hacking perks you had, the easier that was. I like the statue that, like the Weeping Angel statue one that breaks people's neck, the creepy infinite staircase thing, and like the rotting old man one, whatever that one is. Yeah, so I won't use the vending machines right now because I don't need them, but they're hacked anyway, ready for use. I'll hack these as well because just also buy this one out rather than bothering to hack it. So that makes it cheaper to heal, and if an enemy uses them, it poisons them.
I am beautiful, yes. Look at me. What could I do to make my features finer? With Adam and my scalpel, I have been transformed. But is there not something better? What if now it is not my skill that fails me, but my imagination?
That's when it's easy, so let's just do the hack. That one. Why not David? Because, you know, everything's so expensive that I can't really afford to get stuff that isn't video games. And like I said, I've got most gas masks you're ever going to find on eBay that aren't really rare ones. If you mean why am I not just doing regular webcam streams, because it's just not convenient to do them a lot of the time, so I reserve those normally as members streams. Yeah, I've played Anomaly, if you're asking me, unless you're saying to somebody else. I've played Anomaly quite a lot. I think I've even streamed Anomaly a few times anyway. It's the same bloke with the pictures on the other thing.
When Picasso became bored of painting, he started representing them as cubes and other abstract forms. The world called him a genius. I've spent my entire surgical career creating the same tired shapes over and over.
Security cameras. I can hear the infernal things all around you. Ryan's eyes and ears.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, yeah, once you get all the basic type of things, and it's also just like I said before in a video recently that, like, you know, the more like stuff at the moment is just going up sillily, you know, like with the price of petrol, that a lot of this stuff is just, you know, unless you spot something at a bargain, it's just really annoying in terms of, you know, prices people want for stuff.
Yes? How dare you touch me!
Seems a bit weird, there's just random machine gun rounds in like a morgue fridge, but oh well. Press something to choose weapons, I think. It's because it was shift, wasn't it, originally, and I changed it, so I don't need that stuff.
Parasite wanders the hall. We rebuild our city and the doubters send a fly to spoil our home. 1,000 atoms to the man or woman who pins its wing.
Light up foes to 1,000 degrees. Warning, fire.
Yeah, again, the problem with Geiger counters as well, I think I might have said this before, is because lots of the like old commie block ones are from like the Ukraine and Russia. Good luck finding those for you know, good prices.
All roads in Rapture lead to Ryan. Security, the splicers, the big daddies, the little sisters. He pumps some kind of chemical scent in the air.
Oh, that's really cool, Rich. I'll have to look at that. No, I don't think I got the notification for it unexpectedly. But let me just set the key for using the Eve hypos, because I can't remember what that is without looking. I've changed the other one from H. Assume if there's first aid is H, I'd have thought there would have been an Eve one. You know, maybe they don't expect you to use an Eve hypo till you run out of all of the others. Yeah, I can't see one on there at all. Oh, I'm not going to waste all my flames now just to get a little bit of a top up. Oh, that sounds interesting. But yeah, I've not actually updated my passport since Corona because of like all the problems there's been with airlines and that, so at some point I do need to renew my passport, and then it'll probably be like 6 months to a year to get the thing back. But yeah, I will obviously do it at some point when I'm going to start travelling again. I'll probably do all of the medical pavilion before I finish the stream today. There we go, so one coffee gives you enough Eve to do quite a bit of it. Oh, my turret spotted something.
Give me the part, you bastard! I'm sorry, let me try again!
I actually had coffee and I don't need any more coffee.
I was at German prison camp, only at 16 years old when I realized I have love for science. German doctor, he makes experiment. Sometimes he makes scientific error. I tell him of this error, and this makes him angry. But then he asks, how can a child know such a thing? I tell him sometimes I just know. He screams at me, then why tell me?
fire's a lot more useful than an extended like does that light up the area near you? Not really. It'd be a good feature if they'd have added that. They didn't. Oh, well. Oh, I need the yeah, sweet ride. The problem I also had sometimes doing some of the webcam ones is if it was on a subject you'd get loads of people on for, you couldn't chat with people properly. Because you get non-stop people just like shouting to be noticed, essentially. And it's also the webcam streams where I get asked the questions now, where people come on just to ask questions they know I've already answered before. So 0451 is the safe combination, or the store combination, whichever one it is. It's annoying on PC games, or I know this was on console, where you can't just press like 5 on the keyboard to instantly go to that number. There we go, so it's the back room. Oh yeah, there are auto-hack tools in this, aren't there? But, yeah, like I said, you still have, like I said, it's not as good as the Bioshock 2 hacking. No, I say this one's always useful. It's good early on when you don't have all your slots filled up anyway, because then you don't have to actually pick and choose them. Yeah, that's cool. Plateau, but yeah. Shame they're in bad condition, but I suppose a lot of that stuff was just left to rot, wasn't it? So I'll do a quick save now. Yeah, I really like Bioshock, and if you've not played it, it'd definitely be worth playing it before the spoilers come up, because it's got some really good plot twists in this. But, it's only $10 to buy out, so just buy it out. Anything interesting in this vending machine? I might as well use a bit of money on ammo. There we go. That way I can actually use the Tommy gun without kind of thinking, oh no, I've used ammo. I've got another automatic hack tool, so I can actually make use of that at some point. Well, there used to be an audio diary in here, but maybe I'm mistaking this bit for another bit. Oh, it's that one there I'm thinking of, probably, isn't it? It is that one, yeah.
Steinman, I know medical pavilion is your matter, but you might want to cogitate on this. Ocean water is colder than a witch's tip. You don't heat the pipes freeze. Pipes freeze, pipes burst. Then ratchet leaks. Now, I realise you're a posh sort of geezer, and frankly, I don't give a toss if you piss or go fishing. But once ratchet starts leaking, The old girl's never gonna stop. And then I'll be sure to tell Ryan he's got you to thank.
Back to the electric one again, aren't I?
I'm a star, not you!
The funny thing is when you're hacking them, time stops, look, so, ah yeah, that's the one that slows things down, that time. Yeah. Let's start. Just like that. Oh, I didn't waste some electric. Oh, damn it. That's where it just was. Need to go around that way. Yeah, £2 a month. So what that basically is, membership, is there's not really many members exclusive videos because most members couldn't think of anything they wanted to see that much. You know, regular people, you know, they didn't want people to see otherwise, sort of thing. So you mostly just get the members' streams as the main thing for supporting me. So at least normally once a week I try and do, you know, like a webcam stream that lasts about an hour. Sometimes about 30 minutes, sometimes they're over an hour, where we just talk about stuff more in depth that people want to talk about. Still stuck. There we go, put ragdolls in the way. Ah, good, I like wrench jockey. I'll definitely keep using the wrench for a bit now. Because yeah, you can do quite a few of the wrench upgrades in like one build and you end up doing loads of damage with it.
Clinical trial lot 44, Dr. Suchong, client Fontaine Futuristics. Subject age, white male, one Roland Wallace. Can you hear me, Mr. Wallace?
Yes, sir, Mr. Suchong, sir.
Very well. I'm introducing lot 44 now. We've coordinated lot 44 in rage because of his tendency
Alright, cheers, yeah. Right, Rajiv? Yeah, that's the annoying thing, and like I said, that's the annoying thing about member streams as well, is sometimes people don't get the notifications they're on. That's when I know what day I'm going to be doing them that week. I try and warn as many people as in advance, so you know they can manually check at that time. Yeah, probably Rich, but I should be able to use a bow there quite often because they're quite quiet compared to, like, say, an air gun or like some of the other things. So as long as there's nobody like working in the kitchen that day, you know, I should within a week be able to just take up one of my lightweight arrow bosses up and just take it up there and just, you know, do some shooting with it. But yeah, cheers anyway, later. But I did actually notice from quite a lot of channels I watch, you know, look at their members' benefits. Most of them don't actually do any exclusive stuff. Like, all I really saw from some of them was the thing of, like, you know, if you're a channel member, you get early access to videos, and I don't like doing that. Because I could do that, like, you can schedule it and say a member, let's use an auto-hack for this one, you know, gets to see the video first. But, personally, that kind of, I don't like that feature, but that's like the only one I've really seen a lot of people do with memberships. I've seen some do exclusive videos, But even on some of the channels with like hundreds of members, I've seen some of them and I've only done like 10 exclusive videos over like a couple of years. So I don't think it's really the thing lots of people do. I think membership ends up more being just, if you want to support the channel, like without using a Patreon type thing or whatever, here's a way of doing it. Oh, is that a light up there? I thought it was a plasma. Oh no, there is an e-vibe up there, I don't need it, do I? But yeah, that works at least. Because, you know, like, unlike reality, shooting something like that doesn't actually break it. Before I grab a shotgun, I want to see something. I don't know if it will work. I was wondering if you can use telekinesis on the shotgun. Yeah, there's no point actually. Let's just do the get the shotgun. Yeah, my aircon's working quite efficiently at the moment as well, again at least. Found a different way of venting it, where when it's not a really hot day it's actually more efficient and takes up less space. No, it was quite sending. So yeah. But yeah, I imagine it will take a couple of weeks to come, but I have got a DEAC gun coming, because there was one, I can't remember on the members stream if you were on, Rich, that I saw that was one that I passed up before when it had the wood furniture for more money. I didn't end up getting it, but because they've had it quite reduced for a plastic one, and it's one of those ones I know that if I don't buy it I'll get pissed off when it sells in like a week and I didn't buy it, and because it was payday today, and the tyres I'm getting for my car were actually a lot cheaper than I expected. It meant I had, like, you know, I'd saved more than I needed to in regards, so I thought I'll get a, you know, a DEAC M16 type thing, just because I want one.
German prison camp, they put me to work on genetic
should be good for videos at least.
Other prisoners. They call me das Wunderkind, a wonder child. Germans. All they can talk about is blue eyes and the shape of forehead. All I care about is, why is this one born strong and that one weak? This one smart, that one stupid. All that killing. You think the Germans could have been interested in something useful?
Where's Tenenbaum meant to actually be from? I know it was saying in the novel, but I can't remember. But I'm assuming she's like Austrian or something if she keeps calling them Germans, rather than saying like we Germans. Use my red. My red.
Stop running like a... Go work! Don't you tacky little nothing!
No, I like British Jockey so much. I love him for some reason. He's just running away. He's like, nope, I'm out of here. Don't you still have a GP5? I'm going to get, hopefully, a gas mask video done again quite soon, because there is one I want to do. It's just one where, like last week it was too bloody hot and everything. But the first video I do this week is probably one that I keep putting off, that's on a little Geiger counter I bought, that I've not got around to doing a video on. And at the moment, it's like one of the cheapest possible ways of getting a working Geiger counter. You know, like where you don't have to do anything yourself. It just comes, you know, with a Geiger Muller tube, with a little screen, and all you have to do is plug it into a USB slot. So I'll do a little review on that one. The reason I haven't got round to reviewing it yet is because I've reviewed some of the ones with the exact same technical specs, which are in more of a package. But this one, I feel like doing a review on, just because, again, it's like if you wanted a Geiger counter for like £20 to £30, you could actually get a radiation readout on. This one does it. I just keep forgetting to do it, basically. So I can do that quite easily either tomorrow or like Wednesday or whatever. Oh. That's a one-way door, isn't it? Yeah, so I have to just just get past that turret if I want to hack it. Although there's probably not much point, is there? Might as well just kill it. How long's the range on the shotgun? Ah yeah, it's actually quite decent, isn't it? Right, okay, back to what we were doing. Right, I need telekinesis, don't I, to get that key? And that was really annoying, because if you pick it up with telekinesis and accidentally drop it, you can get permanently locked out of this area. Anyway, I was looking for the telekinesis thing, wasn't I? It was somewhere down here. Probably the dandy dental. Yeah, this is the one. Camera place, was it? Let's buy out if it's only $10. No, I got more money back from it anyway.
Clinical trial lot 23, Dr. Socho. Client funding features.
Yeah, I really need more plasmid slots. I'll replace Incinerate for now because electric's ticking.
Throw objects at foes. You can even catch grenades and throw them back.
Like, the GP7 in theory should be a good mask, but I don't like the fact it doesn't have an oral nasal cut. I absolutely hate the straps on it, and some of them had massive quality control issues. As in, like, sometimes filters don't even screw into them properly. But in theory, like, the updated, like, GP7s and PMKs are actually alright. But, like, the issue is, like, for the time the mask came out, it was really not that good. Because it's basically, like, the problem of, like, the Soviets trying to make a complicated mask, but doing it on a budget. So, yeah, it's just, I don't like the straps, because they're difficult to adjust, and they pull your hair quite a lot, even when you know, have quite short hair on your head. The lack of oral nasal cup means the mask fogs up really quickly. You know, and it's, like I say, it's one of those things where the later PMKs and GP7s did fix that, but you know, it took them so long to do it that it's a bit pointless. I did know somebody said in the comments on one of the videos they just took an old oral nasal cup out of a broken mask, glued it into a GP7 or a PMK, and found it was actually surprisingly so much better. If they're full face masks and you can get any of the 3M filters for them, you'll be absolutely fine with those. Because you can put the P3 filter ones in front of like the ABEC ones, and yeah, that will protect you absolutely fine. Ah, that's cool, Rich, about the bow. Yeah, that's it, Rich. I can't remember if it's my PMK or my GP7, but yeah, one of those, literally, proper GOST filters don't even screw into it properly. It's like the screw thread was bent when they installed it. And again, it's because it doesn't use the same, like, mass-produced one they use for the GP5 and all their other masks, like that kind of, like, mass-produced one that they obviously had a good machine for in several factories where they just mass-produced those and, you know, then, like, rubber-welded them onto the masks. It uses like a new, like, separate screw thing for that one. It's a GOST screw, but it's just not as well made, essentially. Because they probably had less tooling to do it with, because it was from, you know, the end of the Soviet period. I wonder if you knock all those down. You don't need that, though, do you? But yeah, the good thing with telekinesis is it doesn't, use much, what do you call it, to use it? Not much Eve, which is actually the good bit with it. I don't think I use it much late game. I'm saving again because I don't want to lose that key. But yeah, I keep meaning to get a full face 3M mask if I ever see one for a good price. I've had like knockoff Chinese ones that have been alright. But yeah, the full face 3M masks aren't that bad, especially if you get one where you like the design of it and everything. But I was also tempted to get a JSP Force 10 or whatever it was called, full face mask. I do like the ones where it is just literally a full-face kind of panoramic sort of view plate, you know, where there's no restrictions on what you can see. See, I didn't mess that up, but before I've accidentally, like, you know, I think it's on the console, like, hit the trigger, but not properly, so it just, like, quickly pulled and threw it. If there are mods for this version of Bioshock, which I think there are, when I finish this stream, I'll see if I can find and get it working, like an auto-hack mod, because it will just make the stream a lot more fun, because you don't have to watch through this every time. You know, where you just literally, it's like doing the buyout every time, but it's free. And I don't think that really ruins the gameplay experience, because as I said, like, you can hack everything in the game if you're just patient enough to do it. It's just more of a patience factor, really, than anything else. And again, that's why in the sequels they always just kept simplifying this. Just because after a few lot of times it just gets a bit tedious doing it. I'm just going to see if I can get that to activate so I don't have to use any ammo. Worst mask of all time. I've done a video on it. It's called the Puda mask, like P-U-D-A. It's a Chinese panoramic mask, but not a good one. It's one where, like, the straps keep coming off because they're held on by friction, not by, like, a proper clasp. The mask's made from a really flexible rubber that's meant to be comfortable, but it means even having the weight of a filter on the mask pulls it away from your face. Even if you use it with a PAPR system, I would not trust it at all. You know, it's like, I think you need to use it with a PAPR system, even though it's not designed for that, necessarily. And then, you know, without the PAPR system use of it, yeah, got out. It's one of those masks where if you put it on and then went into a hazardous environment, I could very easily imagine something on it breaking or falling off, and by that point it's too late, you've been exposed, you know, whatever. Saying that, I can use Electro Bolt now, can't I? And, free guns for it. That's a waste of armor-piercing rounds, Joel, because you want to save those for Big Daddies. Like, in theory, yes, I agree, but it's a waste of them because armor-piercing rounds are just too valuable for using for that. Alright, hi. This is the old Bioshock, just a remastered version with better res textures. I've been saying to people though that, and again, thank you for the bow, I look forward to getting that. But I was saying to people I might, between when I end this stream, when I finish the medical pavilion bit, and start the next bit, I might see if I can find, like, you know, when I end this actual stream, I might see if I can find an auto-hack mod, because, that's the thing on my side, because I'm getting quite annoyed at having to constantly hack things, as you do in Bioshock 1, because it's a slow process. Although, I suppose this is what they thought drones would look like in the 1960s, I guess, because it's based on, yeah, when I get it, I'll have to use it at my friends, but that shouldn't take long to get permission to do it anyway. So yeah, it's kind of like Art Deco looking, what a drone would be like. So it looks more like some weird hobbyist sort of thing. It flies about as well as me flying an RC helicopter, as I said, how these dumb ass things keep smashing into everything. Which is the one I want to use to get to the jump scary bit? Or is it in here and then there's a key for that one? Oh, this is just the one you go through the window, never mind. I was overthinking it. Yeah, because this is the one I'm thinking of, where you go to... I think it's one of the bits and the guy appears behind you. There's a body in there now, look. Yeah, so you stand here, and you're like, oh no, what happens? Oh no! Oh well. The one later on with the wax person's much creepier than that one. Might as well have that, but as I said, I won't need any hack things if I find a hack mod. Yeah, I've got some videos up of it on the channel. Richard the Horsebow here. I think that was a £40 one.
Sometimes I pity the little freak. Such a tiny imagination. Content to sit there with the tanks of Adam tweaking and optimizing. I need to create. Adam is a canvas of a genetic modification, but the plasm is the paint.
No, I didn't mean to drink that vodka. Oops.
Darling, clean it up! Clean it up!
Yeah, as soon as I got the perk that increased the wrench power, it was really good, because all the enemies then were dying in one hit, so I'm not even bothering with guns at the moment. Alright, let's quick save and go do the boss and medical, because we've done nearly all the medical now. That's like exploring nearly all the thing. Because yeah, all that bit there, look, is the bit, like I haven't been to, because normally when people play this for the first time, they go straight to that bit, you know, to try and complete the level, and then you have to get sidetracked and get telekinesis. There's not really any point going straight there because you don't do anything when you get there. That was the room I just came out of. But yeah, like I said, I really like the... those windows remind me of Goatsy. For fuck's sake, I can't unsee that now. It's a Goatsy window. I don't know how well that shows up on stream. But, yeah, I can't... It's one of those things you can't unsee when somebody mentions it. Look, it's a Goatsy window. Left and right bit of it. Oh, I keep forgetting there's that little arrow at the top that's actually quite helpful in this game. You can turn it off and like you can find your way around without it. But I do like in this that you can just use it quickly if you're like, oh, I can't remember this level's layout. Let's switch to telekinesis again, so I need that in a minute. How's that cut?
I sprawl the
You can run quite fast, don't you? Oh.
true eyes. There's some law that says we must. 2 arms, 2 legs, 2 ears, 2 breasts.
I've played all the Zombie U. It's just called Zombie without the U, isn't it, for the PC release? I think so, yeah. So in theory, it shouldn't stabilise itself, should it? It might have got locked behind the door because I'm going into a boss area.
You'll have to find some way to get through to surgery and Steinman. Chin up now. The Lord hates a quitter.
Quick, someone shut that door!
I need to throw it a bit higher for it to get in. There we go. It's not Stein, by the way, the boss. That's just some random guy that keeps popping up and frozen until you get through that door. Don't need to really do anything with that puzzle thing. Don't really. Oh, this one does supply of armor piercing rounds, so I ought to hack this one. I'll use an auto hack because it's quite difficult by default. Right, I'll get some more armor piercing rounds in a bit, I'm really full. But yeah, that's why I don't use them on cameras, as I was saying earlier, because I just find it a bit of a waste of how expensive they are. I know later in the game you can craft them, it's good. I really liked it. Like I say, it's not that replayable, but I did really like it the first time I played it.
Today I had lunch with the goddess. Steinman, she said. I'm here to free you from the tyranny of the commonplace. I'm here to show you a new kind of beauty. I asked her, what do you mean, goddess? Symmetry, dear Steinman. It's time we did something about symmetry.
Did the last patch break the game on Steam? I've not played it in ages, so I'm sure you can just crack it anyway. Again, like I say, I really, the next time I stream this, need to see if I can just get an auto hack mod, because it just gets tedious doing this. I know the game's kind of based around like the idea of, oh, you can buy them out and that if you don't want to hack them, but all the later Bioshocks just had a much faster to do mini game and nobody complained about that. So yeah, let's have a look. Does it only have 1 rotor or is that technically 2? I can't work that out. I'm not sure if it's meant to have 1 rotor just above the other. No, I think that is 2 slightly. Yeah, one above the other, a bit like a KA52. Let me turn it off and have another look, Hype, because I can't work out if that's... Oh no, look, it does have 2 rotors. So it's got like 2 blades on one and 2 blades on the other. I mean, they crash into things a lot, but yeah, they have at least put a, Oh, and it's that one at the bottom as well. Oh yeah, it's got a little propeller look at the bottom, so I guess that's the one for spinning it. Yeah, so that little fin at the bottom, I guess, is the stabilising one. I guess I'm using my machine gun then if I'm out of spare ammo. Can I use more now? I've reloaded now because it's just an infinite like sort of ammo. This one too short, this one too fat, this one too symmetrical.
This one, Aphrodite. She won't stay still. I want to make them beautiful, but they always turn out wrong. That one too fat. This one too tall. This one too symmetrical. And now, what's this goddess? An intruder. He's ugly. 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 Look at you.
Yeah, it's like a fruit can, isn't it? The ammo box on the security rooms.
I'm working my way to the backside of Port Neptune myself. We'll get there soon enough.
I was going to say nothing in there, but I don't need any of them anyway. Yeah, the thing is, I like the gameplay in Bioshock, but there are bits like the bosses where it's just a bit, especially on the harder difficulties, where it's a bit more annoying just because of like the enemy's massive health thing. Is Steinman's audio tape here the fucked up one? Oh, I think this is the one I want. I like this one.
4 silk and done.
The nose looks terrific, Dr. Steinman. Doctor?
You know, looking at it now, I didn't realize how much her face sags. Scalpel?
Excuse me?
Scalpel.
Doctor, she's not booked for a facelift.
Let's just come in here.
Doctor, stop cutting. Doctor, stop cutting. Get me the chief of surgery. Get me the chief of surgery now!
Yeah, it's definitely a lot better in Bioshock 2, isn't it? Because it's just like quickly getting a thing, like pressing a needle as it like goes back and forth between a thing. Usually also hack on that one, so I can't be asked to spend time doing it.
Oh yes, run, you cow!
It's better in terms of gameplay. I think the setting and lore of the first one are much better done. But I definitely agree Bioshock 2 just is massively better in terms of gameplay. Because it's just this but a lot more refined. Because they, like, you know, took out or simplified the bits people didn't like, and then made a lot of the mechanics more in-depth people did like, sort of thing.
Sounds like another tunnel collapse. Welcome to Rapture, the world's fastest growing pilot.
Oh yeah, there's my old phone.
It's a little one. Here's your chance to get some Adam.
Yeah, it does, and a drill.
Stay away from her, or it is you who will be shot next.
Easy now, Doctor. He's just looking for a wee bit of Adam. Just enough to get by.
I'll not have him hurt my little ones.
It's okay, lad. That's not a child. Not anymore, it ain't. Dr. Tenenbaum saw to that.
Peter, do not hurt her. Have you no heart?
Aye, that's a pretty sermon coming from the ghoul who cooked up them creatures in the first place. Took fine little girls and turned them into that, didn't you? Listen to me, Boyle. You won't survive without the antidotes. Things are carrying. Are you prepared to trade your life, the lives of my wife and child, for Tenenbaum's of Frankenstein?
Here, there is another. Use this. Free them from their torment. I will make it to be worth your while. Somehow.
Now then, how's about that then? Right, I'm just going to do rescue. I've not got harvest even set to a key because I never do it. I've done it like on the 360 version once in one gameplay, but...
Thank you.
righteous is not always easy, yes. The reward will become clear in time. Be patient.
Tenenbaum's playing you for a sap. Those things may look like wee little girls, but looks don't make it so. You need all the Adam you can get to survive. If you cross paths with another of them, either garden machines, make sure you pick up a new plasmid or two. That's if the price ain't too dear, of course.
Not only are those little girls veritable atom factories, they're nearly indestructible. They regenerate any wounded flesh with stem versions of the dead cell. But their relationship with the implanted slugs is symbiotic. If you harvest the slug, the host will die. So you see, it's not like killing Tenenbaum said. It's more like removing a terminal patient from life support.
Right, a minute I'll save, and then I'll do the other Big Daddy on this level, and then what was I going to say? Finish the stream like that.
Take on one of them big daddies. It won't be easy, but it's the only way to get to little sister and the Adam they carry. Are you almost back to emergency access? Come through as soon as you get there. You got Ryan's eye now. You won't hear them
Right,
coming.
let's switch to those armor-piercing pistol rounds then. Tommy gun. Especially on hard or the harder difficulty, I find this on normal. But yeah, they're like literally massive bullet sponges. I mean, on some of the later levels, which are a bit more open-worldy, you can kind of try and ignore them for quite a bit, let the splicers randomly harm them as the level goes on, and then just chip them down to low health near the end. But, right as I'm going away from this level now, let's see if there's medkits in there. Yeah.
Oh, I'm ready for dream time, Mr. Bubbles.
I might as well go back to that Gatherer's Garden and get the other, what's it, plasmid thing if I've got another 80. Or doesn't it let you go back now? Oh, I see that one. I want. It's both the ones on this level. Yeah.
I'm opening you up!
Oh, electric back, I like that.
How can I help you if you won't come to me?
Upstairs and let's use the security override.
Security alert deactivated. Thank you for your patience.
I don't know how you managed it, but you did. Come through to Port Neptune now. I'm looking forward to shaking your hand.
No, Mod just hid your comment, Plato, because it was, again, some of those comments are a bit weird. Right, anyway, I'll save the game here and come back to it, like saying tomorrow or whatever, and carry on where we left off. But I'll see if I can find a hacking skip mod for it, so you don't have to keep watching me slowly hack my way through things. Anyway, yep. See everybody tomorrow, and I'm going to hopefully get a video done tomorrow or Wednesday on that really cheap Geiger counter I've got and keep forgetting to do a video on, just because it does actually work, even if it's, you know, very primitive. So, yeah, I'll see everybody